So hi everyone, we're going to look at the female genital tracts and see how fertilization occur in the female genital tracts. Before you, it's just a rough sketch diagram showing the female genital tract. I know you might have seen um, a diagram of the female genital tract, but not in this particular order. But I decided to make it inverted such that I can use it to explain to you the series of fertilization that takes place in this genital tract. Okay, I will quickly want to introduce to you the various parts of what you are seeing on this diagram such that we can have a good knowledge of what it takes. Right here is the vagina that you know, this vagina. Then right here we have the cervix. This is the cervix. Then we have the uterus itself. Then we have the isthmus. This is called the isthmus. Then we have uh, the fallopian tube itself. Then we have the ampulla. There's the ampulla of the fallopian tube. Then this part is called the infundibulum. Is the infundibulum. Then we have the fimbriae. This is the fimbriae. Okay. Then we have the ovary itself. The same way we have in this other side. Okay. I would like to quickly introduce to you the uterine wall. The uterine wall itself, we have this part that you see that is labeled on blue to be the myometron. This is the myometron. Okay, then this other part that I'm coloring now in red is the endometron. 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 Okay, then we have the endometrium, the myometrium, where contraction takes place in the womb. Then we have the isthmus, we have the ampulla of the fallopian tube, then we have the infundibulum and the fimbriae, then and the ovary itself. Okay, this is the typical structure of the female genital tract. But quickly, we are concerned about fertilization. How do fertilization takes place in this female reproductive system? Okay, one more quick thing that you need to know is that this endometrium can also grow outside the uterus. So you can have the endometrium here also. You can have it grow here. This part I'm showing you now. It can grow here, and it can also grow outside the ovary. When you have the endometrium, which is this red that I'm shading in red, growing outside the uterus, we call it endometriosis. That is when they grow where they are not supposed to grow, endometriosis. Okay. Um, Quickly, we want to look at what really happened in this female genital tract. You know, we have the from day 1 or the 0 to 28, the menstrual cycle occur. At the 14, an egg is being released from this ovary. An egg is being released into the fallopian tube. The function of the fimbriae is to massage the ovary to release an egg into the tube. So at day 14, an egg is released. When the egg is released at day 14, the egg moves through this fallopian tube and gets to the uterus itself. But here is one good thing about the ovary. When an egg is released, the ovary itself becomes yellowish, forming the part called the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum. So the corpus luteum releases an egg from the ovary into the fallopian tube, and when this happens, it releases an hormone called progesterone. Progesterone. This hormone is released and the hormone comes to the uterus to maintain this endometrium wall of the uterus. Why is it maintaining the endometrial wall of the uterus? It is maintaining the endometrial wall of the uterus such that the egg that is being released, which is the oocyte, when being fertilized by a sperm, the egg will have a place of attachment to be attached in the uterus. So these progesterones will maintain this endometrium of the uterus for 10 days. 10 good days. So for 10 good days, the couple luteums will be releasing progesterone to maintain this endometrium wall. Then when the egg moves through this fallopian tube and there is no sexual intercourse, there is no sperm release to go and fertilize the egg will move down to this endometrial wall. Since the egg is not fertilized, then after 10 days, the corpus luteum will stop releasing the hormone progesterone and this endometrial wall will start slushing off, collapsing. So the endometrial wall will collapse and the oocyte, which is the egg that is released, together with it will flush out of the vagina as menstruation. As menstruation. This happens 10 days after ovulation. So back to our scale, at day 14, the egg is released. This egg is released. So 10 days after, if there is no fertilization, the egg that is released together with the endometrial wall will collapse and come out through the vagina as menstruation. So that is what you are seeing here, that you see the wall will collapse and slush off for 5 days, which is the five from 0 to 5 days, which is the menstrual day. Then after menstruation on the fifth day, then the wall will start thickening again, as you can see, for another cycle. Okay, then our focus here is when the egg is fertilized. What are the series of events that takes place when the egg is fertilized? When at the 14, the ovary release, the corpus luteum in the ovary release the egg, and there is sexual intercourse, then you know the vagina itself is an acidic environment. So millions of sperms are being discharged at this point called the vagina. When these sperm are discharged, some is not all the sperm that are being released at the vagina that will make it to go through the fallopian tube to search for the released egg. Some will die off because of the acidic environment of the vagina. But the good part is that at the cervix, which is the neck of the uterus itself, you see hundreds and millions of eggs are moving into the uterus to the fallopian tube in search for the egg. And let's say, for instance, a lucky sperm out of the millions of sperm comes to these parts of the fallopian tube called the ampulla. Fertilization occurs at the ampulla of the fallopian tube. If this egg is fertilized by sperm at the ampulla, we say fertilization has occurred. That means the sperm swims from here in search of this egg and fertilize this egg. When this egg is fertilized, what then happens? Then the egg, the fertilized egg now is now called a zygote. This is now called the zygote. The oocyte that is fertilized is called the zygote. Then the zygote will go through what we call mitotic division and divides into two, and it will further divides into four, and further divides into eight, then divides into 16. I repeat again, the zygote divides into two, the cells in the zygote divide into two, into four, into eight, and into 16. At those points, we refer to it as morula. This is morula. Then this morula, which is the 16th division of these cells of this zygote, you can also call it blastocytes. Blastocytes. It further divides from these 16 cells to 32 cells, and then these occur at day 3 to day 4. Please take note why this division is taking place by the zygote. Remember that the corpus luteum is still releasing the hormone progesterone to maintain the endometrial wall of the uterus. So when this is done, the blastocytes will now differentiate into two special kind of cells. The good part of it is that the blastocytes, the cells inside the blastocytes, they will all get into one part inside the cell. And then when I say the blastoma itself, the cell inside will differentiate to a different kind of cells called embryoblasts. Embryoblasts. While the one outside will differentiate to become trophoblasts. Trophoblasts. I repeat, the one outside will differentiate to form a type of cells we call the trophoblasts. The one inside will differentiate to form the embryoblasts. Then at day 5 to day 6, this blastoma is found here inside the uterus. And as it's found inside the uterus, remember we have inside the cell, which is these 16 or 32 cells inside that have differentiated into embryoblasts, and the one outside that has differentiated into trophoblasts. The one that differentiates inside, which is the embryoblast, is what forms the embryo, the baby itself. So embryoblasts form the embryo, while the trophoblast, which is outside, forms the placenta. The placenta. Then the trophoblast will release. Let me use this red pen so that you understand what I'm saying. The trophoblast, which is the one that is outside, will now release a special kind of hormone called HCG. What is HCG? HCG is human chorionic gonadotropin. gonadotropin. This hormone that will be released by the trophoblasts, which is ACG, this hormone will send a feedback message to the corpus luteum to continue releasing progesterone, such that this wall that you are seeing, which is the endometrial wall, will be maintained and taken for implantation to take place, implantation by the trophoblasts to take place in this endometrial wall. Remember, like I said earlier, for 10 days, the corpus luteum is releasing progesterone, and if there's no fertilization, I said everything, the wall collapse, the endometrial wall collapse together with the oocyte and comes out as menstruation. But this time around, since there is fertilization, the trophoblast will release this hormone ACG, which is human chorionic gonadotropin, that will go to the um, corpus luteum and tell the corpus luteum that there is a fertilized egg, such that it can continue releasing the hormone progesterone to keep maintaining the wall, the endometrial wall, for proper implantation to occur for this fertilized egg. And this, from this place or this point on, implantation occur. Implantation will now be occur whereby this fertilized egg will now get implanted into this endometrial wall. This is all what fertilization is. We're going to do a video that is going to talk more about the implantation proper, but I believe you understand everything that I've just showed you in this video about implantation. So when that occur, you can now say implantation, because the corpus luteum will continue secreting progesterone, and this wall will not slush off, which is this endometrial wall. It will get more taking for implantation to occur. Fertilization is as simple as it is in this video. Please don't forget to drop comments if there is any aspect of this video that you don't understand. Just drop your comment on the comment section. I will attend to your comments and answer any possible questions that you're going to ask regarding this fertilization. Okay, I'm going to come on your way again. Please subscribe and follow this YouTube channel for more videos and for more educational material. Thank you and have a lovely day.